Right now at 11, the Aurora Borealis lights up the Oregon and Washington sky for a second night in a row with time running out to catch the northern lights. Plus, the good news when it comes to one of the officers shot in Northeast Portland, how police are focusing their efforts tonight to try and find the suspect. But first,
stop the madness. It is insane what we're allowing to happen.
hundreds march in the Portland metro, joining crowds across the country protesting the Trump administration as the president holds up a binder full, he says, of his accomplishments.
Well, each line is something that we did. Nobody did that before. And it's big stuff, too.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. Those protests are part of the Free America walkout, marking 1 year since President Trump took office for the second time. Catherine Cook spoke with several protesters about their message and why they believe it matters now more than ever. Catherine?
And David, they're more concerned with the message that not speaking out might send. They don't want the Trump administration or those who support it to think that what's happening in our country right now is okay.
A Tuesday afternoon marked 1 year since President Trump took office for the second time. In Northwest Portland, hundreds protested what the administration's done since then.
I'm horrified at what has happened in the last year.
Diana Stout drove here from Polk County. She's 7 months pregnant and worried about her daughter's future.
I would like to see midterms change the game. I would like Trump to be removed from office before we end up in World War III. It's gone on way too far, and I'm terrified for my future.
After the rally, demonstrators filed out of Couch Park and on to their next destination, about a mile away.
Oh, so the crowd is marching to the KGW building.
We didn't see that one coming. Co-organizer Helena Bartkowski says they wanted to show support for local journalism, something this group believes has long been in the Trump administration's crosshairs.
When we have independent news coverage of events, people can hear what it is that people are actually saying, not filtered through some kind of ideological lens, some kind of partisan lens, but just what's going on the ground.
Outside KGW, demonstrators decried Trump's federal immigration policies. Levi Williams and his wife drove 3 hours from Sutherland to be here.
Just a lot of atrocities right now that are being perpetrated by our federal government, and we shouldn't stand for that.
In Vancouver,
I'm doing this for my grandkids so they live in a free country.
Another Free America rally at Esther Short Park. Demonstrators fighting what they perceive as the normalization of the Trump administration's efforts.
I think they're trying to wear everybody down and trying to depress everybody. And if they can say, see, nobody, they're all with us. They don't care. We need to say we do care.
There are people who are willing to step up and to fight for our democracy. If we sit back, it is going to be destroyed.
In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Meanwhile, the president held an extended news conference today to celebrate his first year in office.
We took a country that was dead, and it's the hottest country in the world right now, and that's after 1 year.
The president spoke for more than an hour and a half about what he calls his administration's accomplishments, including when it comes to immigration enforcement.
You know, if you didn't have open border policies of Biden, none of this, all of the time that we spend talking about Minnesota and everything else, most of them are coming from out of the country. And it's been caused by a previous administrator. Look at this, one after one.
President Trump also listed the strikes on Iran and Venezuela and negotiations to lower drug prices as among his other successes. Well, from there, the president boarded Air Force One to Switzerland, though the military version of the 747 had to turn around tonight and return to Joint Base Andrews about 2 hours in because of what the White House called a minor electrical issue on board. The president, his team, and the media quickly boarded a backup plane and are now bound for the World Economic Forum in Davos. Developing tonight, police are still looking for the man they say shot 2 officers in Northeast Portland. This is a picture of him, authorities say, from surveillance cameras. And police warn you should consider him armed and dangerous. This was breaking news last night at 11. And since then, we have learned this started with a call about a man threatening someone with a knife near Northeast 21st and Clackamas. Police say when they found the suspect, he fired at the officers and then took off. This afternoon, we learned one of the officers, a 7-year veteran of the Bureau, has now been released from the hospital. The other officer, a 17-year veteran, is is still in the hospital and is stable. One was shot in the leg, police say, the other hit in the arm and the ear.
1 inch can make all the difference when you're dealing with gunshot wounds, and the outcome could have been far worse for the.
Police are now asking people who live and work in this area of Northeast Portland, it's from Broadway to Multnomah and from 15th to 19th, to upload any and all surveillance video from 7 p.m. last night until 7 a.m. this morning. You can find details on how to do that in the police section of portland.gov. All right, check this out. The Northern Lights put on a show over the Oregon coast again. This was the view earlier tonight from Lincoln City and later from Seaside. Bit of green there. The second night in a row, the lights have been visible from our area. Chief Meteorologist Matt Spinos here. So, Matt, are they still going to be visible into the night here?
Pretty impressive, yeah. The geomagnetic storm continues. It's weakened a bit, but it's still going on. In fact, you can see there's still color in the sky right now. This is live from our camera at Seaside. Some green showing up there. We had the reds earlier. It's 40 degrees, and of course it is clear. Let's check our other coastal camera, and this is the Chinook Winds Casino sky cam at Lincoln City, and there's some color in the sky there as well. So they are still happening, and it will continue on and off through the nighttime hours and the overnight hours. Here's what's happening right now. This geomagnetic storm has really had some staying power. Yesterday, last night, it was up around an 8, a severe storm, but it's still right on the border of strong to moderate with a K-index of 7, and 7 is right about where we need it to be to get the viewing line here into Oregon. So that all matches up with what we're seeing. You see the forecast stays at a 7 until about 4 a.m., then it weakens down to about a 6. So there are more opportunities tonight to get out there and see the northern lights. Just like last night, I would suggest against going out to the gorge. It's super windy out there. Hey, this is a picture from last night. Jeff Kramer shot this. That's Mount Hood. Those are the lights at Mount Hood Meadows. And just an amazing shot. Jeff is a professional photographer. You can check out more of his images at Jeff C. Kramer on Instagram. But still, an amazing display last night. So hopefully we'll get some more of that happening tonight. You need to get away from city lights. You need a clear view to the north without city lights. It's best, of course, to the north. And they'll be possible until about 4 or 5 a.m., as I mentioned. Give your eyes some time to adjust. It's also quite possible that you won't see anything, so you could be disappointed, but you know, if you can stand the chill, it's worth a look. David?
Get a try by balcony as soon as we finish this newscast.
Good luck with that.
Thanks, Matt. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, a fire leveled a home this afternoon in a rural area of Washington County near North Plains. This is on Northwest Dorland Road, and firefighters had to call in extra resources to protect nearby homes.
No preliminary cause at this point, but we do have an investigator on scene right now who, as soon as that fire is out, is going to start combing through the evidence, talking to neighbors, and doing everything we can to figure out how this happened.
No one was home at the time of the fire, but crews say the blaze displaced 3 people. In Hillsborough, police have arrested a 23-year-old for numerous sex abuse crimes, and they're asking additional victims to come forward. Authorities say they believe this man, Cedric Valdez, assaulted women in large retail stores or parking lots in Washington County over several months. He was arrested Saturday inside the Target store at the Sunset Esplanade Shopping Center. And Governor Tina Kotek has created a new committee to look into data centers and their energy use. The goal to balance economic opportunities against utility costs for consumers and against environmental impacts. The committee, which includes industry leaders, is supposed to put together policy recommendations and by October. We have some new information this evening about the end of an era for a longtime fixture in the Portland area. Alpenrose Dairy says by April it will shut down its Clackamas plant and move out of the state. And that will wrap up local operations for a company that's been in the Portland metro for more than 100 years. In 2022, Alpenrose moved from Southwest Portland to Clackamas, and at the time, the general manager told us this.
We want to be right here, still in the metro area, easy to serve our key customers, and remain a fixture in Portland for the long term.
Okay, in a new statement, the company's current CEO blamed the butter market and a shift in the competitive landscape. As of April, all Alpenrose production focusing on milk now will be run out of the Seattle area.
There are still some really big holes that make somebody's journey very, very difficult.
Tonight, we are continuing to cover Multnomah County's efforts to make its deflection program more effective. Deflection, of course, the option of choosing treatment over jail for some people caught with small amounts of hard drugs. The issue, not enough people have been going through the process. Some of the changes county commissioners are considering here: 1, giving people rides to treatment services; 2, designated shelter space for those going through deflection; 3, making sure those people engage regularly with a care coordinator; and finally 4, expanding who is eligible for a deflection. Now keep in mind the county spends $5 million taxpayer dollars a year to run this program.
We need to make sure that that money is being well spent, that it actually is resulting in better outcomes for the individuals who are going through deflection.
All right, once commissioners finalize next steps, the state's Criminal Justice Commission must approve any program changes. We'll keep you posted.